Okay, time is 13:45 on Monday the 2nd of October. I'm in Ahmed, about 17 kilometers away from Mount Agung volcano to the east. Ahmed is slowly getting people back. The locals are obviously still here. It's a beautiful little town. If you're thinking of coming, I suggest you do. Don't listen to all the doom and gloom on all of the mainstream media. Do your own research. Okay, having said that, I've done my own research and I'll be brutally honest, it doesn't look good. I'm not here to scare tactic people. I think you know from my previous videos I'm a pretty much down-to-earth person. When I started this channel, I didn't think that I would be researching on volcanoes. I thought I'd be giving tips and tricks around the world for traveling, because I've been traveling for the last 10 years now. Okay, into what I've found. First off, I want to give a big hand out to the Oppenheimer Ranch project. They are a channel on YouTube. This gentleman, Diamond, he has gone really deep into his research, and I'm pretty much just saying what he's already said, because I'm not a researcher like him. So I'll leave a link in the description for his channel, and obviously I'll leave all the links that he's given for all the information that I'll be saying, and obviously he's going to go into a lot more depth. As I said, to be honest, I'm not happy with the information that I've found, but I'm not here to give my opinion. I'm here to pass on the truth. Okay, in point form, 134 people in a 12-kilometer radius have now been evacuated. There is a new crack in the crater and it is releasing steam. As I said in my last videos, you can tell when a volcano is about to erupt by the color of the steam. First it starts off as white, then it goes to grey, and then it goes to black. It hasn't gone any other color but white. We have been getting a little bit more tremors. We got a tremor at about 3:30 this morning, a small one, and about 15 minutes ago we had another small one. Okay, Agung is a stratovolcano. Its lava is andesite, which is silica rich and is explosive. It's like Mount Helens, and it is a Veluvian volcano. The Great Sumatra Fault and the Java Trench is pretty much pushing up and down between northern Indonesia and southern between Australia, and that's what's causing all these volcanoes along the faults. We're going to go into solar cycles now. There's been a lot of research, over 150 years of research into solar activity between the sun and the correlation between the volcanoes. Again, there's going to be a link in the description with all of this information. There's been NASA publications, Harvard papers, pretty much proving that there is a correlation between the sun and the earth, and every 1,030 years, 130 years and 70 years there's a flux of solar activity between the sun, and it reacts with our earth and earthquakes and volcanoes. The last minimum, because well, the information's there at the bottom of every solar minimum, the volcanoes and eruptions get stronger every 70, 130 and 1,030 years. So it goes up and down, and obviously every 1,000 years there's a big one. Well, I hate to say it, we're on the cusp of a big one now. That's why we're seeing a difference in weather patterns. We're seeing an extreme weather patterns. We're seeing, I think there's a volcano in sorry, I'll have to come back to you on that one. Vanuatu, sorry, that's been evacuated now. There's a few other volcanoes that are starting to go off. Don't even get me started on the Yellowstone volcano. It is starting to become active, and the reason why is the correlation between the minimization of the solar activity of the sun. I know, I did not see this coming either. We are coming into a very big dip, and it's this 1,000 solar minimum. It's called the grand solar minimum. The last minimum was called the Dalton minimum, and it was in 1908 to 1921. In this time, 1811, there was a year without summer, and that was across the globe. Mount Tambora went off. Mount Tambora was a massively explosive volcano, and in the next Dalton minimum, the next minimum was in 1961 to 1969, and obviously Mount Agung went off. Putting together all these pieces, it's got to do with the sun. The major dip and the sunspot activity is starting to awaken all these volcanoes across the planet, all these changes in weather patterns. I mean, global warming definitely is a thing, and I know that we're having an effect on the planet, but this has been proven through, I think, a Harvard doctor, Dr. Wilton, in 1898. He started his research from 600 AD to his time, and he found out that there were 1,000-year, 130-year and 70-year periods of solar activity between the sun. We are coming up, as I said before, to a major, and that's why we're seeing volcanoes start to awaken across the planet. We've got Yellowstone, we've got Vanuatu, we've got Agung, which is right behind me, about 17.5 kilometers behind me. We've got all of these earthquakes going on. We've got a change in all of the weather patterns. They're becoming a lot more crazy, and this was organized and proven in 1898 and again in 1980. There are NASA publications on this. I'm not regurgitating, I'm not making up. This is all proven fact. I'm going to leave a link in the description box. Again, I'm pretty much saying exactly what the Oppenheimer Ranch Project channel is saying. I wish I didn't find his channel, to be honest. As I said in my previous videos, I'm going to stay in Ahmed. My decision is still the same. I've put myself down to be part of an emergency medical team with my medical background. I've been a lifeguard for 8 years, and I've had combat medical experience as well. So I'll be here to help out. I've made the decision to stay, and again, I'll be leaving a link with all of the charities that I've been plugging for the last 4 or 5 videos. If you can't help, prayers and thoughts to the people that, by the sounds of it, we're going to have an eruption. In this grand solar minimum, they're predicting that we're going to have another mini ice age. It's going to last 200 or 300 years. In these grand solar minimums, 1,030 years beforehand, civilizations go up. So we had the Egyptian civilization go up. We had the Greek civilization go up. We had the Roman civilization go up. And then when this happened, because it was cold, all the crops didn't work. All the crops couldn't. They couldn't provide food for the amount of civilization that had become, and that's why the civilizations fell. The fire of Rome, obviously the Egyptians, when they fell. Look, don't quote me on my information from my mouth as gospel. Do your own research. I'm going to leave a description link with all of this information that the Oppenheimer Research Project has done an excellent job of researching. I could not have done a job like this. I'm just passing on information. I'm not a researcher. I'm a lifeguard, I'm a freediver, I'm a traveller, and I love helping people. That being said, look after yourselves, guys. I hope that you guys are having a beautiful day. I am here again in Ahmed on the 2nd of October 2017. Like and subscribe. That's the first time I've actually said that. That's probably the last too. You guys can subscribe or not, I don't. It's not my thing. I'm about passing on information. Love you guys. God bless. Little fish out.